Hey, I'm going to read The Lost Colony. Let me start over. In 1584, Sir Walter Raleigh, a favored advisor to Queen Elizabeth I, sent an expedition of explorers to America. He hoped they would find a suitable place where England could establish a colony. The men returned with glowing stories about Roanoke, a small island off the coast of their present-day state of North Carolina. They reported that the Native Americans who lived in the area were welcoming. Fish were abundant. Abundant means there was a lot, plenty. And the soil was so fruitful that the peas they had planted had grown 14 inches in just 10 days. Encouraged by this enthusiastic account, Raleigh recruited about 100 men to colonize Roanoke Island. By August 1585, these men had crossed the Atlantic Ocean and were building houses and a fort on the island. At first, everything went well, but then problems developed. Food became scarce. The promised British supply ships didn't arrive, and the relationship between the colonists and the Native Americans soured. In June 1586, Sir Francis Drake anchored near the island on his way home from the West Indies. Fed up with life in the New World, the colonists sailed back to England with Drake on his ships. Unwilling to give up, Raleigh made arrangements for another colonizing attempt. This time he included families. They would be more likely, he reasoned, to develop the colony into a permanent settlement. Raleigh chose John White, a member of the first colony, to be the governor. To all who were willing to join the expedition, he offered 500 acres of land. In July 1587, about 115 men, women, and children arrived in Roanoke. Included in the group were White's pregnant daughter, Eleanor Dare, and her husband, Ananias. The colonists found the original settlers' fort had been razed. Razed, R-A-Z-E-D, means like knocked down, demolished. And the houses had been overgrown with vines. Under White's direction, the settlement was soon rebuilt. There, on August 18, 1587, Eleanor Dare gave birth to a daughter, Virginia, the first English child born in the New World. Later that month, White sailed back to England to get needed supplies. A war between England and Spain prevented White from returning to Roanoke until August 1590. When he finally reached the island, however, he found that all the houses had been removed and the settlement had been abandoned. The only clues to the colonists' whereabouts were the letters C-R-O carved on the tree and the word Croatan carved on another. Croatan, an island south of Roanoke, was where the Croatan Indians lived. The next day, White tried to sail to this island, but fierce storms and rough seas made landing there impossible. White had no choice but to return to England. In the years that followed, several attempts were made to find the colonists. None were successful. The fate of the colonists remains an unsolved mystery.